Hello, fellow fish reefers. It has been 2 full years since we deployed the 16 sea caves in 36 feet of water off of Goleta, California, making the only biogenic sea cave reef in California. Here we are probing the vapid seabed. As you can see, there's almost no life down there. And the first sea cave touches down. A couple of months later, you're beginning to see the layering biofilm. That's basically the seeds for the macro brown algae that you're about to see in a moment. Here we are just 7 months later with giant kelp all the way to the surface, which had dominated the sea caves for an entire year. But things have changed. It's an El Nino year, and the sea surface temperature never dropped below 60 degrees. And we're about to show you how that transition rolls out.
Here we are with the Fish Reef Project, May 1st, 2026. This is about the 15th time we've been diving on the sea caves, and they've been on the floor for about 2 years. There you got the Goleta Pier in the background and the Goleta Park that the sea caves should help defend. All right, man, let's go have a look.
What you're seeing in front of you is the halo effect, to where for up to 20 or 30 meters in all directions from the sea caves, the entire sea floor has just come to life. The sea caves have stratified the movement of the sand, allowing the other forms of algae, such as dulse and red marine algae, to spring up and bringing the entire seabed to life. And as you can see, the giant kelp is missing in action this year because of the warm water, but we have brown macroalgae in various forms. What you're seeing in front of you is a laminaria sechelli mixed with Alaria marginata, known as simply laminaria or Alaria. They grow about 3 to 4 feet long, and they grow and die every single year. So next year, when these go through their death cycle, and if the water is cold enough, you will see the reestablishment of the Macrocystis pyrophora, the giant kelp that will grow all the way to the surface. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we need more sea caves, because it provides good structure so there's more giant kelp more of the time, and it can weather the El Ninos, so you get a faster spring back. There's a yellow kelp crab and a decorator crab. And this is why they call it a sea cave going inside. It's actually called interstitial space in marine biology talk. There's beautiful red coraline algae establishing on the outside of this sea cave. As you can see, it's almost impossible to tell that this is a man-made object. That's why it's called biogenic. And the lobsters were partying. There were 4 and 5 of them standing on the outside of the sea caves. And this is a lone sapling of giant kelp. For the entire 16 sea caves, this is the only young of the year sapling that we saw. That's a Spanish shawl nudibranch. And you're going to see it's a larger cousin in a moment. The sea caves are placed in 2 groups of 8, spaced about 12 feet apart. There's a couple of nice yellow rock crab on the inside roof, and a baby calico bass, Paralabrax clathratus. And there I am, sticking my head in a sea cave, just waiting to get bit in half by jaws. There's quite a few white sharks swimming around this area these days. And the world's smallest starfish, called a bat star. This is kombu, or Japanese sweet kelp. It's very wide and it grows directly from the seabed. Here's Malachi. He's found something. He's pointing it out. What could it ever be? Wow, look at that. It's a mermaid's purse. which is an egg sac for the swell shark that perfectly mimics in texture and color and touch actual seaweed. So it's very hard for predators to figure out that there's a yummy egg in there. And as you can see inside the sea caves, it's just chock full of all kinds of different marine algae, which is exactly why these two mating sea hares love it in there so much. They're just chowing down on the algae. And when the abalone grow in there, they'll basically be force-fed large amounts of food perpetually. There's another beautiful shot. Looking inside. Looking inside again. And there's the double lobster. Until next time, fish reefers, thank you for helping ocean life thrive.